5 signs you're closer to retirement than you may think. We're going to cover that in this video because many of you are getting closer to retirement, but you don't even realize it. The signs aren't there. You haven't opened your eyes to them yet. In this video, I want to open your eyes to that reality that your retirement may be just around the corner. The first sign is financial readiness. Are you ready financially to retire? And that starts with putting a financial plan together. That may be something you do DIY, you may hire someone or work with your current financial planner, but you want to make sure you map out the future. Do you have enough money? I tell everybody, you want to make sure you retire once in your life, not twice, just once, unless by choice. But most of us only want to retire once. You don't want to retire and a few years later say, oh, I calculated it wrong, I did it wrong, I didn't do any calculation to begin with, and I have to go back to work. You need to make sure that you have enough savings. You need to make sure that those savings are in the right buckets. What kind of accounts are they in? Are they ready to start drawing cash flow out of? We've met with people and put plans together for people that financial readiness was checked off. They had enough money, but they were into private mortgages and private investments, and none of their money was liquid. So as ready as they were financially, their cash flow wasn't ready for it. So there's a few parts to this. Make sure you have enough money and make sure that money that you have been able to save up is ready to start providing you an income. Remember, when you stop going to work and collecting a paycheck, your investment portfolio needs to start paying you. Is it able to do that? So a tip for you on this one is to make sure you have a proper cash flow, a budget. I know as we get older, closer to retirement, writing a budget is no fun. We don't like to do a budget at any point, but you should have a general idea how much money you're going to need in retirement, where that money is going to come from, tax situation, all of that. So run a bit of a cash flow plan. Maybe look back a few months or over the next few months going forward, start tracking like how much money am I spending? Where's that going to? Maybe some of your current budget, you won't need to. Maybe you travel, you have to commute to work a long distance and your gas budget might go down or you can get rid of a vehicle. So your budget in retirement may be a little bit different than it is today, but you want to go through that to make sure that you understand like how much money, what's that base amount I need for retirement, and then hopefully layer it up from there for retirement travel and bucket list items that you want to accomplish. The second sign is a desire for a change in lifestyle. And you may have got this many, many years ago, but there's more of a drive. When we talk to people that are getting close to retirement, there's a real drive and urge to change the pace, change the lifestyle. You feel a strong push to go after hobbies and passions and things you've always wanted to do. So again, sign 1 is the financial piece, but sign 2 is you're getting a bit of a push to, you know what, maybe it's time I start picking up pickleball or spending time with the grandkids or whatever is on that bucket list that you have, but it's a change of lifestyle, a change of pace. And I think a lot of you naturally will get that as you get closer to retirement. And most of our clients tell us that. Like, I felt a bit of an urge to, it's time to go. And then I ran the numbers and that made sense, along with the other 3 signs we'll cover here in a minute. But it is a change of pace or change of lifestyle that may bump up against you. That might be a sign that you want to start digging into that retirement process a little bit deeper. The third sign you might get is a shift in career satisfaction. And a lot of you get that. We want to move up the scale, right? We want to get a promotion and keep moving up. But you get to a point in your career where you've kind of hit as high as you want to go, or maybe as you're able to go, and you've worked in that position for a while. Some of you watching this video, you have a defined benefit pension plan, and you've kind of hit the top of the pay scale, and there's nowhere else to go from there. And you work there for a little bit, maybe you work for 5 years, you get your best 5 years earnings, bumps up your pension, and it's time to go. That career satisfaction is no longer there. One good tip for this is assess where you are in your current job and where you want to go. And is there much room for movement? Can you move up? Do you want to move up? Are you happy in your current position? Maybe for some of you, it's moving to a part-time position, like scaling back out of and into retirement. It doesn't have to be cold turkey all up front. Maybe you're saying, you know what, I like going to work. It's just, I don't want to go 5 days a week anymore. Is 2 or 3 days a week an option? Maybe talk to your superior to see, maybe it's a slower transition into retirement. I don't have career satisfaction 5 days a week, but man, I would love my job if it was 2 or 3 days a week. Or maybe 2 days in office and 3 days at home. Maybe you can do part at home. There's different options to this. There's different layers to this. So again, figure out where your job satisfaction, your career satisfaction lies, and start digging into like, should I be going a different direction with this? Whether it's full-time retirement, moving part-time retirement, or looking to climb the corporate ladder more. Maybe that answers your question of, you know what, I'm not ready for retirement yet. The fourth sign is psychological readiness. And the reality is most of you watching this video will enter into retirement never ready on the psychological side. Maybe you've done the financial numbers, you're ready for that, you know you can afford retirement. But the actual mental aspect of walking into and through retirement is very challenging, and it should be. So if that's you, that's normal. And I'll say this, most people it takes a year to up to 3 years to fully grasp the psychological piece of retirement. Again, you've been working for 30, 40, maybe 50 years, and you're entering into this whole new phase. And as much as I can sit here on a video saying, prepare psychologically for retirement, here's the things to do. The reality is, until you've actually done it and gone through it, it's a challenge. But if you can start preparing yourself as best you can, talk to people around you that have gone through this project, have entered retirement, have gone through it, have been in it for a few years. Family, friends, coworkers, whoever it is. How did they prepare? How did they deal with it? How did they deal with the change? How do they fill their time? And one tip I have for you, if you're having a tough time with the psychological side, again, I said, talk to a family, friend, coworker, whoever it is, but there's also counselors out there. There's actual retirement counselors in the marketplace that can help you transition to and just have someone to talk to and walk through with this. Again, some financial planners will even do that with you too. So reach out, find someone in your area or find a specialist in that field to work through this with you, to walk through this process with you. You're not alone in this, so don't go through it alone if you don't want to. Sign number 5 that you might be ready for retirement is your personal and family situation. And that could be, maybe you have to take care of elderly parents. We have a lot of clients that were somewhat forced into early retirement because they had elderly parents that needed taken care of. And it was, taking time away from their job to do a new job. It's a new vocation, essentially. Maybe you have kids out of the house and you just feel, it's time to do our own thing. We want that extra time to be able to do that. Maybe you have grandkids coming in that you want to spend more time with, and there's only so much time to do that. So you want to scale back. So again, personal and family situation, what's going on around you, that has a really big impact on timing and when you retire. So make sure you pay attention to that. Don't kind of put your head down and don't pay attention to everything that's going on around you. It's important as you get closer to retirement to kind of open up. Take those blinders off to see how am I doing financially, psychologically? How's the family, friends, people doing around me? Where does all this stand? Because a lot of you are working for too long. And as you look back years later, we have a lot of clients that did this. We do a plan for them. We say, yeah, I'm glad you're retiring today, but it could have been a few years ago. And as they go forward 3, 5, 10 years in retirement, they always look back and say, I should have retired earlier. No one regrets retiring when they should, right? Some of you want to work longer, that's fine, but most people, they want to retire at, within a scope. And that scope for you could be very soon and you don't quite realize it. So look at these 5 signs I talked about today, see how they apply to your life, and see if they can help you get into retirement sooner or at least in a better timing and position than you maybe thought otherwise. Go through this with your financial planner. If you need help with this, reach out to our office, parallelwealth.com/planning. You can learn all about the services that we offer, our team, all of that's on there. Thank you for joining us in this video. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. 66% of you are not subscribed that watch these videos. Join the channel, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. We put 2 brand new videos out every single week around retirement, tax, and estate planning for Canadians.